So at half-time with Monagea lead, 1 goal and 7 to 3 points. Because for long spells Monagea dominated this game. But Cappagh showed that when they come they're capable of scoring. So as the crowd settle down for half-time with a 7-point lead for Monagea. So everything in readiness for the second half. The Cappagh have introduced a substitute there just before half-time. That's Neville Roach. So the second half is on. Ball punched down. John Dore goes back for it. He fails to hold it. The ball kicked in towards Tom Stokes. Gives it out. This is Tom Stokes, and Tom takes his shot, but it goes out to the left of the post and wide. So the first attack, Cappagh certainly showing their intention to try and get some of these 7 points back from the start. So they break away from the throw-in, but the ball goes wide. So Cathal O'Sullivan kicking out. Ball dropping between the 45. But collected there by John Barry, and John gives it out the wing. Anthony Kennedy faces Tom Stokes. Tom gets his kick in, and again the ball drops in towards the goalie. Cathal O'Sullivan collects it. The ball is half blocked down. It goes out and it has gone off the Cappagh man, and it has gone out over the end line and wide. So that's a dangerous ball there. Monagea backs hoping it would go out, but it didn't, and they forced to play it. So Cappagh certainly starting much brighter in this second half. So second kick out from Cathal O'Sullivan. This ball is coming out towards the line. Tom Stokes comes out, collects it, gives it inside to Mike Neville. Mike is going in, and he's pulled on by John Murphy, and there's a free in. So a chance for Cappagh to get their first score of the second half. So Tom, who's accurate with 2 frees in the first half, has this chance to get Cappah's 4th point. And Tom sends it straight between the posts. So he reduces the rears to 6 points. Monagea 1 goal and 7, Cappagh 4 points. So a few positional switches there in the Cappagh team are certainly seem to be working so far, as we are just 2.5 minutes of the second half gone. Another kick out from Cathal O'Sullivan. Good ball dropping beyond onto the halfway line. It was broken down to DJ Corbett. DJ has knocked off the ball, and John Dore is deemed to have picked the ball from the ground. So Neville Roach takes the free, gives it inside towards John Barry. John trying to get inside DJ Corbett, gives it back to Neville Roach. Neville going through, gives the ball back out. Dangerous ball in, and it has gone straight over the bar. So Cappagh reduced the rears further. Now it is 1 goal and 7 to 5 points. So 2 points without reply here at the start of the second half from Cappagh. And the Cappagh contingent certainly beginning to make their voices heard now, as they feel that there is a definite comeback on. Good kick out from DJ Corbett, corrects it in the middle of the field. He's fouled, sends the ball across, but he's going towards Clint Sexton. Clint keeps the ball in play down towards John McGrath. John goes, keeps the ball in play, and he's being pushed. And John is being pushed by him. Now gives the ball a quick free into Keith Brother. Keith's shot is half blocked down. The goalie forced to play it, and it's gone out for a 45. So Monagea responding to those 2 points. Oh, William Keane, I think, is going to take this free. So the ball placed on the 45-metre line. Be taken from the hand. So William placing the ball. And this certainly, the 45 is certainly within William's range. Forwards in around the goals. As William comes up, a good ball dropping right into the goals, and it's in the net. Knocked in by the defender. A rather fought through a score, but they all count. The ball fell into the square. It was the cornerback, I think, that came across, and he deflected the ball into his own net. So Monagea lead now 2 goals and 7 to 5 points. Sean Prindle kicked this one out from the 20-metre line. A low ball gets out towards the far side over towards Neville Roach. Neville going down along the wing, trying to get inside Timothy Hartnett, gets his long kick in. The ball is broken down by William Keane. William collects it, goes on a solo run, sends a high ball out, but is going out over the line, and a line ball for Cappagh. So a lot of ball going out over that line. It seems to be pulling towards that side all the time.
Johnny.
So number 7 on the Cappagh team is Cormac Walsh. Cormac's shot is in towards the middle, and broken down to Davy Keane, and Davy sends a long ball out the centre. John Dorr collects it and goes on a solo run. His ball is pulled out of his hand, and John goes back and collects it, and a low ball down towards John McGrath. John comes out to collect it, surrounded by 3 players, but gets the low ball down towards John Cusson. John turns head for goal, gives it inside to DJ Corbett. DJ all on his own has the chance to put it over the bar, but it has gone wide to the left of the post and wide. Good chance for Monagea there. So the game has livened up considerably since half time. The kick out, TJ Corbett breaks it down the centre of the field. He holds it again. He's pulled on by Neville Roach, and Neville goes back and collects it, gives the ball back to Tom Neville. Tom sends the ball up. Anthony Kennelly breaks it. He breaks it down to the Cappagh man. William Keane tries to cut it out. Number 15, Tom Stokes, giving the ball out to Mike Neville. Mike cutting in through the middle. His pull down, and it is a free in. So a free in to Cappagh, and a chance to bring it back to what it was at half time, and there was 7 points between them. So Tom Stokes gets drives it wide from almost right in front of the goals. That's certainly a let off there for Monagea. But Cappagh showing that they are well capable of breaking down through the middle there. Some good strong players that are well capable of carrying the ball and attacking the Monagea defence. Cathal O'Sullivan's kick out. Another good kick out from Cathal, dropping towards the 65. Collected there by Cormac Walsh. Cormac trying to give it inside to... The ball is broken out by DJ Corbett. DJ picks up and sends a long ball in towards Clint Sexton. Clint is beaten for it, and Clint brings it over along the side. He kicks the ball up towards John Cusson. John is pulled, so the ball has gone out over the line to the line ball. John Murphy trying to break it down. It is collected by Mike Neville. Mike sends a low ball in. It is collected by Anthony Kennelly, and Anthony sends a long ball down the middle. Broken down there. The ball is lost. DJ Corbett goes back to collect it, and DJ holds back Cormac Walsh, and it is a free for... So, the quick free taken onto John Barry. John going on a solo run, being shadowed by John Dorr. A low ball in, and that's for Tommy Stokes, and Tommy drops the ball in, but is gone to the left of the post and wide. Switches on the Monagea team as John McGrath has gone to the half-forward line, with DJ Corbett gone into the corner. So Cathal O'Sullivan, another kick out in this half. Cathal is much busier in the second half than he was in the first. Good kick out, dropping outside the 45, broken on by John Dorr, but the ball only goes to John Barry, and John sends a low ball into Tom Stokes. Tom all on his own, trying to get inside Anthony Kennedy, gets the high ball in towards the square. Mark Kelly comes across, all on his own. The ball is half locked down. It is broken out to, and the ball has gone to the left again. Another attack, good attack there by Cappagh, but scores don't seem to be coming for them. They're now in the position where I suppose they're going for goals rather than taking their points. But there is plenty of time left. There is only 9 minutes gone in this second half. So there's still over 20 minutes for Cappagh to come back into this. Cathal O'Sullivan kicks another good kick out. John Daw breaks it down, collects it himself. Good ball down the middle to Keith Broder is forced out to it. Sends a bad ball in towards and is cut out. But from Stephen Meskel, and Stephen loses the ball to Keith Broder. Keith goes inside, takes his shot, and it's gone to the left of the post again. So another wide for Monagea. So Monagea able to get the ball in the attack, but they certainly have missed a few good chances. So the ball being retrieved by Sean Prindeville. Sean places it on the corner of the square for the kick out. Kick out dropping towards the 45. John Murphy and Mike Neville go for it together. John gets the ball in a low one, but it's gone out over the end line and wide. So the game going through a bit of a lull again at the moment, as Sean Prindeville places this for another kick out. This time the ball drops inside the 45. John Cusson breaks it down. He gets it to Keith Broder. Keith gets it across to Clint Sexton. Clint goes down on the ball, but he's kicked out from him under his feet, and by number 3, John Fitzgerald, and it is a line ball for Monagea. John Cusson to take the line ball. High ball dropping inside around the corner of the square. DJ Carver collects it, but has gone off DJ, and has actually gone off a defender for another 45. The last 45, remember, resulted in a goal. So the free now going the other way, as the Monagea were not back to required 10 metres. A long ball from out of the defence, and David Keane, waiting for the ball to drop in. It is knocked inside to Shane Gilton, and Shane cutting inside, and he's pulled down by David Keane, and it is a free in. So Tom Stokes looking for Cappagh's 6th point. He takes a shot from across the face of the goals. William Keane blocks it down, and Neville Roach, I think, they took that shot, and it has gone to the right of the post and wide. So Cappagh certainly should be taking their points because they have plenty of time, but they feel that they need a goal to come back into this game. Cathal O'Sullivan plays to the ball on the corner of the square. Cathal with Kerry blood in his veins, showing his football there as he gets this out towards the centre of the field to John Cusson, and John sends the ball across to Clint Sexton, and Clint goes inside his marker, continues to go and sends a low ball in towards DJ Carver. DJ breaks it out to Patrick Enright, and Patrick sends it over the bar. So increasing the Monagea lead 2 goals and 8 to 5 points. Patrick's first score of the game, having come on as a substitute in the first half. So Sean Prindeville kicking this ball out. The ball dropping and cut out by Tim Sexton, but cut by Tom Stokes, and Tom sends a high ball in towards the middle. John Murphy comes out and he takes it. John going through this middle, he's going on a solo, being harried. And Clint Sexton sends it down the wing, but has gone out over the line for a line ball for Cappagh. So line ball for Cappagh. Picked up along near the line again. John Murphy trying to keep. That was Mike Neville's ball. He drops it in, and Mike gets it inside to Sean Gilton, or Shane Gilton, and Shane gives it out to Jason Daube, and Jason sends a dangerous ball into the centre, caught by Cahill O'Sullivan inside in the square. He comes out with the ball, discards his cap on a high ball, dropping it into the centre, collected by John Cusson, and John's shot is blocked down. John Cusson goes after it, and tempers fraying a little bit as Conor Murphy is being introduced to the Monagea defence, and David Keane is being called as our Conor Murphy replacing David Keane. So Mike Neville, who started at centre back here tonight, I think moved to the midfield, taking this free high ball in towards the corner forward. Conor Murphy goes out, he breaks it out, and connected by Anthony Kennelly. Anthony a long ball across the middle. John McGrath goes in, going to take on his man, going a low ball up the side towards John Cusson. John goes down and collects it. He's being faced by a Cappagh man. He gives it inside to Timothy Haffnett. Timmy goes on a solo run. A low ball down towards Clint Sexton. Clint overruns him. Keith Broder. Keith goes back, fighting for possession, but is caught there by John Fitzgerald, and John shot out towards the middle of the field. John Cusson collects it, and as he goes through the middle, selling a dummy there, selling another one, and taking his shot, and it is a good one from the inside of the post, goes over the bar. So Monagea leads 2 goals and 9 points to 5 points, and certainly I think at this stage they deserve that lead. So 16 minutes into the second half. The 20-metre line the ball is placed on for this kick out. Sean Prendeville's shot drops on near the 60. John Murphy deemed to be pulling there. And free for Cappagh. Number 2 is Tom Neville. Tom takes a long ball down the middle. Goes out to William Keane. William loses the ball. He gets back and collects it, gives it out to Anthony Kennelly. Anthony sends a low ball up to John Dorr. John goes on a solo run. Here's Clint Sexton inside him, gives it inside to Clint. Clint going down, gives a low ball, or a high ball in towards Keith Broder, but the ball is cut out by Cappagh, and a long clearance down towards the middle of the field. Anthony Kennelly goes after it as Derek Keating collects it. A low ball inside towards John Barry, the captain. John sends a high ball in towards the full forward line. Mark Kelly comes out with it. Broken down to William Keane, and William sends a high ball over towards the far side. John McGrath goes out for it, collects it, gives it inside to John Cusson. John sends a low ball down towards John Dorr. John Dorr going away on a solo run. Sidesteps one man, gives the ball inside to Keith Broder, and Keith sends it over the bar. So the Monagea forwards certainly getting the act together now, and they lead by 2 goals and 10 points to 5 points. Tom Broder, one of the selectors, still looking a little slightly worried. He looks at his watch, wondering is there a comeback in this Cappagh team. I think at this stage they certainly need to get a few goals. They tried hard. The kick out comes to the centre of the field, where Cappagh get it up along towards the corner, towards Oliver Cobber gets it, a low ball out. It is collected by Neville Roach, and Neville sends the ball right in, takes a shot, and it's a goal. That's from number 10, Brian Jordan. So a quick ball there from the middle of the field down to the Cappagh full forward line, where Brian Jordan has moved into the full forward line, and he collected that and put it in the net. So it's now double scores, 2 goals and 10 to 1 goal and 5 in favour of Monagea. And we're almost 19 minutes into the second half. The kick out is dropping towards the centre, collected by Tom Neville, and Tom sends another high ball back in. Oliver Cobble breaks it down, and Conor Murphy comes across, and Conor sidesteps 2 defenders, sends a low ball out to John Dorr. John collects it, sends a long ball down this side. There's Patrick Enright comes out to collect it, and the linesman says he's gone out over the line, so it is a line ball. So quick line ball John Doe comes in to intercept the pass there. And John gives it inside to John Cusson. John Cusson going on a solo run. Steadies himself, sends a high dropping ball in towards DJ Corbett inside in the full forward line. DJ collects it, takes his shot and it's over the bar. So a quick response from that goal by Monagea, getting another point. DJ Corbett bringing the score 2 goals and 11 points to 1 goal and 5. So certainly the Monagea have the advantage, and when the pressure comes on they seem to be able to come up and get a score again. So Sean Prendeville kicking out another one from the 20-metre line. This one is dropping towards the centre of the field. Anthony Kennelly collects it, sends it in. The ball is kicked out low. John Doe breaks it down to John Cusson. John Cusson going on a solo run. He's pulled, but the ball is knocked out of his hand. The ball is John Murphy all on his own inside in the centre. Gets the ball across to John McGrath. John going on a solo run. His ball is knocked out of his hand. He gives it back to John Murphy. John gives it back to John Doe. John Doe facing the goals. He takes a shot but is gone to the left of the post and wide. So at times Monagea seemed to have too much time around, but that time the ball went wide. So we enter the last 10 minutes of play in this West Limerick under-21 football final. John McGrath's under that ball. He breaks it out to John Murphy. John drops it, kicks it back, was in a solo run, going through the exit. The ball is blocked out there by John Fitzgerald. John Murphy blocks John's kick, and it's a wide ball. So John Murphy had it on your lace, I think. Thought he was calling for attention, but there's a boot, I think, that needs to be repaired. So with the break in the play, the bottles are going in to give their players some refreshments. The referee even decides it's time to have a drink. So far Tom White has had little to do, as it has been a good, open, clean game. Play will resume with a kick out. I think another substitute being introduced by Cappagh. And see who's gone off. I think there's number 13, Shane Gilton, and is leaving the field. The kick out is caught by John Doe, and John sends the one across to Clint Sexton, and Clint all on his own sends it straight between the posts. Oh, good fielding by John Doe, picking out a loose man there in Clint Sexton, and Clint sends it straight between the posts, increasing Monagea's lead to 2 goals and 12 points to 1 goal and 5. I'm sure the neutrals here would like to see another goal from Cappagh now to bring this game back to life. The kick out dropping in the 45, just outside the 45, and Tom Neville is fouled, and somebody throws away the ball, and the referee brings it up another 10 metres. So Conor Barry takes this ball, sends it in towards the corner, towards Jason Dove. Jason cut out by Mark Kelly, and Mark sends the ball, punches it out to John Murphy. John, a long ball down. That's Patrick Enright fighting for it. DJ Corbett knocks it out. The ball is no substitute there. Coming up along the side. He's still going, despite numerous tackles, but he now loses the ball into Anthony Kennelly. Anthony, number 2, charging through is Tom Neville. Tom holding on to the ball. His shot is blocked down by John Doe, fighting for it. Tom Neville gets it back and sends a high ball in towards the 20-metre line. The ball breaks out. It's caught there by number 10, who is Brian Jordan, and it's a free in for Brian. Brian, it's a quick free taken, and the ball has gone out for a 45. So Cappagh looking for those goals that would bring them back into the game. They have just about 6 minutes to try and reprieve this as we go into the 24th minute of play. 45-metre line. We saw the goal from a 45 line from Monagea, so maybe we have a similar result here. A good ball being dropped right into the corner of the square. The referee is standing very near, sees that the Cappagh forward is in the corner of the square and is a free out. Cathal O'Sullivan decides he'll use up another bit of time, and he puts the ball down on the ground to take his free out. Cathal taking his time, the kick out. Dropping towards John Murphy. John breaks it down and he collects it himself. He's being faced by, gives it out to John Cusson. John being harried by Conor Barry. Gets a shot across the side to Clint Sexton. It's knocked away from Clint by Tom Neville. Tom is coming into this game very much in the last few minutes. Another good strong run from Tom, dropping a ball, dropping towards the corner of the square. Collected there, but Conor Murphy is inside. He breaks the ball out and it's collected by number 11, Jason Dobe, I think it was, and Jason sends it over. So that brings the Cappagh score to 1 goal and 6, and Monagea 2 goals and 12. So we've double scores with less than just over 4 minutes of play to go. John McGrath on the far side still urging the players on. Cathal O'Sullivan's kick out is a good one. Ball breaks from John Doe up towards John McGrath. John keeps the ball moving and he gets it out, but he kicks it out over the line. It is a line ball for Cappagh. Number 7, Cormac Walsh takes it into the middle. William Keane breaks it out. It is caught by Dara Keating, the full forward, who's now out at centre forward. Dara sends a high ball, dropping in towards the 20-metre line. 2 Cappagh men collect it. Oliver Corbett comes out. He gives it back to John Murphy, and John goes on a solo, gives it out to William Keane. William, a long ball down towards Keith Broder, but Keith loses possession. Ball is kicked forward, and Cormac Walsh sends it in. Good ball, low ball in towards Jason Dobe. Jason gets inside Conor Murphy and he sends it over the bar. So 1 goal and 7 for Cappagh, 2 goals and 12 for Monagea. So with just over 3 minutes of play, and Monagea introducing another substitute. Pádraig Caplan is coming on in place of, I'll see who'll be going off now in a minute. Going in towards the corner forward. And who's coming out? So we still don't know. Is it Keith Broder that's leaving? Yes, Keith is leaving the field. So Cathal O'Sullivan's kick out is knocked down by John Murphy to William Keane, and William Keane gives it into to DJ Corbett. DJ shot out towards the corner, is cut out by the substitute there from Cappagh, and he sends it up along the side. Anthony Kennelly comes out. It's caught by Tom Stokes, and Tom gives it into Mike Neville, and Mike sends a good ball in towards the corner, broken out by Oliver Corbett. Oliver collects it and sends the ball down the side. Ball bounces over the head of John McGrath, and it's collected by Conor Barry, and Conor sends ball down the side. Half cut out by Timmy Hapnett. Timmy lets it to Oliver Corbett. Oliver's shot is blocked down, and the Cappagh now on the attack again. They're going forward, they're looking for that other goal to try and make a real quick finish out of this. They're coming, the ball goes across and it is in the net. It gets a deflection and the ball is in the net. So now are we in for the grand finale. The score 2 goals and 12 to 2 goals and 7 in favour of Monagea, and we have about a minute of normal time to play. A Cappagh player down injured on the far side of the field. So is it that goal too late to bring Cappagh back into the game? There have been a few stoppages, so there could be another 3 or 4 minutes of play. So that Cappagh player down was Brian Jordan. Brian is back on his feet and ready to carry on as Cathal O'Sullivan kicks this ball out. Ball dropping towards the centre of the field. It breaks to John Murphy. John is harried and he's knocked over by number 2, who is Tom Neville. John puts the ball down. Does the wise thing to try and use up the time as we're coming on to the last minute of play. John McGrath gets it back to William Keane. William goes on a solo run. His shot is blocked down by Cormac Walsh, and Cormac sends a high ball in towards the centre. Anthony Kennelly breaks it down to Timmy Hatton. Timmy goes out towards the line with it, and he's deemed to have carried the ball too far. So it is free in as we just go into injury time. So Cappagh come forward looking for another goal. They're 5 points behind, but what another goal would do as the ball goes inside to pull forward, and a great save by Cathal O'Sullivan. The ball is turned out towards the end line, but it's broken out Mark Kelly, and Mark sends a long ball out towards the line. John McGrath goes out to collect it, and the ball is knocked out by John. So it is a line ball to Cappagh, quick one again. They're certainly trying their hearts out to get that another goal, and with this time it's gone over the bar. So now it is 2 goals and 12 to 2 goals and 8. 4 points between them, with a minute of injury time gone. Referee looking at his umpires. The umpires keep the time with him. He knows that the 30 minutes are gone, that he is now a minute into injury time. So are Monagea about to celebrate their first under-21 West Limerick title. The kick out, we'll have more players. It breaks to Tom Neville. Tom goes on a solo run. He's fouled and he sends another ball in. Conor Murphy cuts it out, and Conor sends a low ball up to his brother John, and John gives it out to DJ Corbett. DJ gives a quick ball in towards Clint Sexton. Clint going on a solo run, facing the goal, takes his shot, but he's gone. But at this stage I'm sure that they will consider that as good as a score, as we are now gone almost 2 minutes into injury time. Monagea officials, I'd say, anxious to hear this final whistle now, as the lead is cut down to 4 points. I think the referee is allowing more play. He's not calling for the ball on this kick out. He is, yes, he calls for the ball. The game is over, and Monagea are the West Limerick under-21B football champions. So it is their first title above the board and all grades that Monagea have taken in football. So the crowd leaving now, and the Monagea people in particular are, I'm sure, very happy with their the night's work. Murphy is being called on to receive the cup from P.T. Ward. The cup being sponsored by Peter Ward here in Tournafulla.
On behalf of the West Board, first of all, I would like to congratulate both teams for a very sporting contest. Monagea got off to a very good start, but Cappagh made amends in the second half and made a desperate comeback. I would like to thank Tom White and his officials for a job very well done here this evening. I would like to thank the Tournafulla Club for the field having it in excellent condition. I know I will call on P.T. Ward, our sponsor of this under-21 championship, who kindly sponsored this for the first time, and we are delighted that Ward are participating in sponsorship with the West Board. And I will now call on John Murphy to receive the cup from P.T. Ward on behalf of Ward's skipper at Tournafulla.
I just jeez, I can't face mine. I just like to thank all the boys for all the dedication during the year, and I say sorry now for all the lessons I gave them. And I just like to thank Cappagh for a very sporting game. I'd like to thank Liam Hurley and the two selectors, and 3 cheers now for Cappagh. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. I hope we're going to win the county now.
I would also like to wish Monagea the very best of luck tomorrow in the semi-final. I know that it is hard for them to be out again in the morning, but we wish them the very best of luck at 11:30 in Chrome tomorrow.
Again, we'd like to thank the Tourna Follow officials because the field here this evening was in beautiful condition, and thank the sponsor, Peter Ward. Now, we have one of the great Monagea players and supporters here and mentors for the last number of years, John McGran. I'd like to get John's view on what has gone on tonight.
Well, perhaps I suppose they got after the Johnny Bristol, they got the great start. But again, they got a bit lazy in the second half, and Cappagh came back at them as did they are now to see on the last semi-final in the replay. But I think in the end of the day they deserve to win. But they'll have to take a hand, you know, I think tonight, and go ahead full steam tomorrow for the semi-final against Monagea.
Thank you, John. Thank you. We'll make it with us, Liam Hurley, the coach of the successful Monagea team. Well, Liam, what's your feelings after that?
Relieved, I suppose, Pat. We look to be coasting at different stages of the match, but in fairness to Cappagh, they battled hard and now, you know, fought their way back into the game on 2 or 3 occasions when we went up as much as, I think, 10 points at one stage. You know, I suppose the game is never over until the final whistle, but I'm glad for the lads. Most of them were in the beaten the team that was beaten in the final last year. And, you know, I mean, we lost a couple were over age and a couple more lost interest, but, you know, the young fellas came through and, you know, I mean, they played well enough. They got a good score. I think it was 2-12 or 2-13, and they scored much the same against Adair, so that's their bad scoring, like.
So, and it augurs well, you think, for the future of football in Monagea?
Yeah, well, please God. I mean, once we can keep a few coming through every year, we had a couple of 17-year-olds, but please God, there'll be a couple of more 16, 17-year-olds coming on next year just to fill the gaps.
What about tomorrow morning, the county semi-final against Monagea?
Well, they can muzzle them tonight, and I don't know how they'll come out in the morning, but I mean, we're glad to have this one over, and sure, we'll see what the morning will bring. We'll be there and we'll have a go at it.
Thank you very much, Liam. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
David Hawk. David, who has been one of the great supporters of football in Monagea, particularly in recent years, and that has been a bit of an anti-football lobby creeping in. What are your feelings now, David, tonight?
Delighted for the players. They were probably very unlucky last year against Bradford. Bradford went on to win the county, and they have said since that the best team that they've always said that the best team they played in the under-21 football last year was Monagea, and you know the experience told tonight to 10 or 11 fellas that were there last year, and complemented by the few young fellas, and it's good, you know. Hopefully it'll maybe boost our junior team, like.
Yes, and it is a tribute to the dedication of those that they should come back again this year and go all the way and win it this year.
Certainly, passionate, certainly, and like the way they have won it, you know. Tonight's game mightn't have gone down as a classic, but certainly the 2 games against the Dare. You know, I mean, they had to battle very, very hard, and you know, the football they played in the second half against the Dare when the chips were down the last night was the best I think the Monagea team has ever played at junior or underage level, and I think there's a great tribute to John McGrath as well, who coached most of those young fellas at win counties under 14 and 16, and you know, the fruition of it is there now, and hopefully it will be a long year for us in Holland and football.
Hopefully, Dave. You know, I know most people are reluctant to talk about tomorrow morning. What would you like to say on it?
I think it's an absolute disgrace, Pat, and I'm quite honest about it. It's a crazy situation. I mean, I think that amateur players and fellas that have so many games played over the last week, and they're entitled to a right good celebration tonight, and fair play to them. I mean, they can do their best tomorrow morning, but from what we can hear, they're up against it. But if they could get over it, we might be bringing a county to strength, Pat.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you very much.
Take the cup out!
Yeah.
Take the bar in there.